Hello, my friend. Welcome into your reading today. It is so lovely to have you here. Because it is my 2-year anniversary of starting this channel, I would like to do two things. One, offer you a little bonus mystery reading because I know you all like these mystery readings just based on the analytics, the views, and the likes and the comments. So here we are with a mystery message for you. And I'm also going to be giving away a 1-card written reading for anyone who comments on this particular video in the next 48 hours. So this is posting on June the 9th. I will be doing 1-card draws for anyone who comments until June 11th. So hopefully that 1-card draw will offer an extended message for your reading or an additional mini reading that you can use for guidance or inspiration. So if you're ready to hop into today's reading, the timestamps and everything you need to know about me, this channel, booking your personal reading, or to know about any of the decks that I'm using today can be found in the description box. Remember, my readings are here to offer you insight, not instruction. So please use your discernment and intuition to navigate your situation as you see fit. Take what resonates and ignore what does not. Again, comment below if you would like a 1-card draw until June 11th. And like the video if the reading or the 1-card draw resonates. It helps me connect with your energy and lets me know that I'm doing a great job. So for those who would like an official introduction to the Soul Paths, let me do that right now. For Soul Path 1, we have the Atlantisite Stone. For Soul Path 2, we have the Dumortierite Stone. And for Soul Path 3, we have the Mukite Jasper Stone. So whenever you're ready, click on the timestamp in the description box to hop straight into your reading, and we'll see you over there. Hello, my dear Soul Path 1. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Atlantisite Stone. And we are going to hop straight into your reading today. In your pre-shuffle, the adventure card came out in reverse. So there's a sense that maybe you are, I don't want to say avoiding an adventure, but resistant to a new adventure that is possibly calling you, that maybe you're excited about, but you're also quite fearful of. There feels like there's a resistance to new experiences, and I'm not really sure why, and I'm also not sure if that is going to be part of your mystery message, or yeah, we'll see. So for Soul Path 1, please, Spirit, let's get 3 cards out on the table and get into your mystery message today. Okay, way too much, way too much. So there could be a lot going on. And I'm feeling a little bit like I'm on a boat right now, which is really strange. So maybe there's a sea voyage that you'd like to take or are being offered. I feel like this is valid. One more. Oh, there's the adventure card again. Okay. So it's in the upright position. Bottom of the deck, we have healthy choices, choose wisely. And that actually was in the reverse. It's interesting. I don't typically read these in reverse, but for some reason I am being told that reversals are valid in your reading. So when the adventure card came out in reverse, it was like, no, it was meant to come out in reverse. But here, this is the outcome in the upright, which is a very interesting turn of events, if you will, although the healthy choices was in the reverse when I looked at it. So there could be some choices that are misaligned at this time, or maybe are feeling a little unhealthy. So we'll just leave that there for now, and we'll see how that ties in, if at all. Now, in your challenge position, you have gift, precious offering. So somebody could be offering you an opportunity or a gift of some kind. This doesn't have to be for a birthday or anything, but maybe somebody's offering you a sense of adventure or an opportunity to take an adventure, and you're just not really sure about it because this is in your challenge position. It's like, I don't know if I should. I'm kind of excited about it or intrigued by it, but it's just maybe not my thing, or I'm not sure if I'm going to enjoy myself. Maybe you're worried about being on unsolid ground, so there's a little bit of anxiety that comes with taking someone up on an opportunity. It's like there's a little bit of risk involved because adventures take you to places that you've never been before. They're also a little unexpected as well. A lot of things might not be planned out on the journey, so there's a lot of room for spontaneity and things to happen. So this might make you a little bit nervous. Now, in your guidance and opportunity position, we have 2 cards here. We have Epiphany, cycles repeat until the lessons are learned, and Delusion, root your vision in self-trust. So this could be a cycle coming through for you that runs a little deeper than I'm intrigued, but I don't want to do it. This almost feels like a limiting belief, like you are limiting yourself to new experiences because there could be some illusion or delusion about new experiences or about yourself. But I feel there's going to be some kind of breakthrough because this feels like the delusion or the illusion, I feel like it's being broken in some way. You're breaking some kind of cycle because you're trusting some kind of feeling or instinct about this new adventure, about this gift. It's almost as if there was a past you that kind of trusted people without regard. There was almost like an innocence. It's like, oh, you took everybody at face value, but that got you burned a number of times. So now you don't trust anything. And I feel that's why you're really hesitant and why the adventure card was in the reverse at the opening of your reading, is because you're hesitant to open yourself up to new people, to new experiences. There may be a little bit of guarded energy because maybe in the past your choices weren't as healthy as they could be. But I feel you're at a point right now where this story of making choices and trusting people and having it not work out has woven its way into the fabric of your life or your belief system. And I feel like that needs to be shattered. This is an opportunity to shatter that. And it's not about, I feel like I have to share that it's not about whether or not something is successful. It's not about whether or not you even have a good time. That's the goal. That's the hope, is a success and a good time. But there's something about the richness of the experience and the lessons that you learn. So I feel like you're being really hard on yourself, or have been hard on yourself about certain experiences that went sideways. Now it's time to nurture self-trust, to know that whatever I get myself into, so long as I use my discernment, my logic, my intuition, my heart, then I need to trust that. I need to trust that if this is something I'm called to do, even though I don't know the entire pathway, I'm okay regardless of how it works out. I'm okay even if I'm in a situation that I've never been in before. I know how to, it's almost like supporting yourself and knowing that you can work through and get through any challenge, and trusting yourself in that, knowing that even if that choice that you made was wrong, you can always make a new choice. You can always, and that might be a little hard to say if you're on like a cruise or something and you can't necessarily get off the boat, but you can distance yourself from maybe whoever you have gone with, and you can do your own thing. So you kind of have choice within the situation, and you have to trust that whatever situation you are in, to know that you are strong enough and you have the foundations now to be able to take new adventures and be okay regardless of the destination, regardless of the actual experience. But I have a feeling that this new experience is going to be a super positive one. I feel like it is a gift, it is genuine, it is maybe a gift from the universe, an opening, an opportunity. So let's get into some more oracle cards, and then we will get into your tarot. Okay, so for Soul Path 1, let's get some more messages out on the table here. Let's get some more info on this gift and this challenge. Rest, the gift of rest. It's very interesting. Okay, so I definitely get a feeling of vacation here. It's like you're being invited on a trip. You're being invited to a wedding at a destination wedding or something, and maybe you're nervous about traveling. Okay, so challenge, or pardon me, guidance and opportunity for this epiphany and delusion. Expect the unexpected, and I almost wonder if it's part of the guidance, but it's also part of the opportunity, and maybe also part of your challenge as well. And we do have the moon here. So again, it's kind of like trusting your instinct, trusting, I want to say trusting what you know, but for some reason that doesn't apply to this situation, because I feel like this is a brand new type of experience with a brand new person or people or group. What is the outcome? Community, yeah. Okay, so yeah, this feels like a group building share. And I feel it's going to open you up to sharing a little more about your experience. I get a lot of supportive energy from this. And I do feel like in the past, you may not have had the discernment that you needed. It's like you just opened yourself up and hoped that people would provide you with the same courtesy and respect and value that you offered them, but that was never the case. So now I feel like you're overprotecting, and now I feel like you're in a space or have met some people or in community with people that are a little different. So I think that you can still enter into community or friendships with people and still use your discernment. And open yourself up a little bit and see where that takes you. Open yourself up a little bit more and see where that takes you. So also reciprocity is something that I'm getting too. I'm getting the Six of Pentacles. So gift of rest. I feel like this opportunity is a moment to really ground yourself and possibly to unlock something or even recycle something. So again, I'm getting vacation. I'm getting kind of a timeout energy, but it feels like you're nervous about taking this time away, taking this time off, taking this time for yourself, whatever it is. It's almost like you feel like you will be forgotten. And that's an interesting message that is coming through. For some, maybe not all. But it's like you're in this space. Rest might be a challenge for you. But give yourself the gift of rest, because I feel maybe you've been just really busy and you need this break, you need this recovery period, and it's not time to do. It's time to, I feel it's not a time to be productive in the same ways that you've done before. I feel like this is a time to really step into the energy of relaxation and exploration. So in your guidance and opportunity with epiphany and delusion, we have expect the unexpected. So again, we have another character that is literally resting along the path, along this moonlit path that they're not really sure where it goes, how long it goes. So there's a pacing yourself, but there's also some unexpected things to discover along the way. So it's like keeping your eyes open, not closing yourself off to the opportunity. And really, what did this card say? Cycles repeat. And there's a lantern here as well, so that's a repeating theme. There's a moon here and a moon here, so definitely, and a moon there. So there's lots of repetition in these cards here. I do feel like, yeah, there's a delusion that's going to be shattered, or a cycle that's going to be shattered when you do the unexpected, when you open yourself up to the unexpected. And that doesn't mean to take unnecessary risks or open yourself up to be harmed or to be taken advantage of in some way. It's still using that discernment, but it's doing it in a way that is very strategic and thoughtful and very, I want to say, slow paced. So this isn't something that's super spontaneous and last minute and done in a rush, done in a panic. This is done very thoughtfully, with intention and with a lot of insight. Because this lantern throws me into the Hermit card, and that the light that is in the lantern is that inner wisdom that the Hermit is using their own light, their own North Star, to navigate the darkness. So I feel like even though there's a lot of unknowns, that's an opportunity to break some kind of cycle and to do something unexpected. Now, in your outcome position, we have adventure with community. So this definitely feels like a time to open yourself up to new community that is much more supportive than before, a community that feels very playful. And there is a lot of unexpected things. It's almost like this is the seed. This challenge is the seed to grow into new opportunity. And we have the moon here again. So again, it's kind of taking one small step at a time and not really knowing what the results are going to be, just being open to the journey. And then share. There could be something that you are sharing and listening to in this space. So again, sharing stories, sharing experiences, and listening to stories, listening to experiences, making those connections. The Six of Pentacles connections is what I'm getting there. So let's get into your tarot and see what else wants to come through, and then we will call your reading complete. If this reading is resonating, definitely let me know in the comments, and I will offer you until June 11th of 2025 a one-card pull to hopefully expand on your reading. You don't have to tell me which soul path you chose. Just let me know if the reading resonates or anything else that you'd like to share. So more information on this gift, please. For the challenge, more information on this gift. For the challenge, strongest energy. More information. I feel like that was just kind of falling out. It felt like a, what do you call that? It didn't feel correct. There we go. Yeah, okay. I feel like this gift is helping you move away from a community that is misaligned, move away from people that have treated you poorly, that you once thought were friends that aren't, to help you find the community. Because the Ten of Cups in the upright is the community card. It is finding heart-centered connections and reciprocal heart-centered connections, finding yourself in a very supportive place. And I feel in your past, you didn't find yourself in those supportive spaces. Maybe it was an illusion that you were in supportive spaces, but that is also your challenge, is to see this as a gift to be able to see those communities, the right ones for you, and to, I don't know, pause or take respite before jumping into something new, taking your time. Okay, the guidance and opportunity, please. Okay, yeah, Eight of Swords in reverse and the Hierophant in reverse. This is the unexpected, the Hierophant in reverse. This is doing things that you've never done before, and doing things that are against what you have thought about yourself, against the stories that you've told yourself, against the limiting beliefs of you saying, I can't do that, or this isn't for me. This is you breaking that delusion, breaking that belief system, breaking the things that have held you back in the past. You are releasing that with the Eight of Swords. You're no longer in this short-term thinking. You're thinking in the longer term, and you're thinking outside of the box, and you're not allowing previous stories or thoughts or what people have told you to keep you stuck or restricted or in place. You're breaking, yeah, there's just a beautiful cycle that you're breaking here. And I feel like it's within the mind, it's within maybe how you communicate or even speak to yourself or others. And that is the unexpected. It is time to do the unexpected. And that is your guidance and opportunity, especially if you are dealing with limiting beliefs or not, or core beliefs that are no longer serving you. Whenever I think of Saturn in retrograde, and this is a Saturn card, it's kind of integration of the things that you have learned from your past. It is addressing unresolved issues or addressing the things that need to be released. It's also about discipline in a way, and maybe an evolution of your priorities to make sure that they are aligned with your true values and not values that have been placed upon you or things that have been that you have told yourself or constructed based on negative experiences from the past. So what is this outcome, please? For Soul Path 1? Yes. Oh, there's a bonus one under there. Yeah, it's like you're pulling your heart away from the things that are painful for you. You're putting an end to maybe gossip. You're putting an end to sinking your emotional energy in people that are only taking advantage of you or hurting you or are really weighing on your mental health in some way. So you're really prioritizing your mental health and you're pulling that heart energy back. You've come to some kind of peak with something, and that will place you into new adventures. Just the fact that you're pulling away from old communities, that can be really tough. It can be really painful. Maybe some tough conversations are had in that process. But again, I do feel like communication is going to be important along this, opening yourself up, but it's opening yourself up to the right people. So I think this is all about really taking your time to pull back that energy, to rest that energy, before you jump into new adventures and new communities, because I think you have to understand what the cycles are, what the core beliefs are that are no longer helping you, and listen to those so that you can understand how they have directed and guided your choices. And the Empress in reverse, this is definitely a time to align yourself to your values a lot more. This is also a time to really trust in yourself, trust in how you care for yourself. This Empress in reverse can also be about really enriching the soil so that you can plant new seeds and have it become abundant. And when it relates to communities that you're a part of that you're not really feeling valued, respected, or aligned to anymore, this is soil that is no longer conducive to growth. So it's almost like you've reached this peak of growth in a certain community, and it's now time to break free from that. But I think this community was built based on a belief that was possibly negative, rooted in an old cycle. And now that's coming to the surface, so you can have new adventures that are a little more heartfelt, that are a little more abundant and nurturing for you, and will open you up to new people. It will open up your heart here. So this is what I have for you, my dear Soul Path 1. I do hope that these messages were helpful. Do let me know if they were. Until we meet again, stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, my Soul Path 2. Welcome into your reading. You chose the Demorterite stone. I think that's how you say it. And again, if you would like to comment in the comment section or make a comment in the comment section, I will provide a one-card reading until June 11th, 2025, because it is my 2-year anniversary of my channel. In your pre-shuffle, you got the reflection card in reverse. So there's almost an illusion or a misconception of who you are or how you see yourself that is being highlighted at the moment. There was also a spelling mistake on the card, which is kind of frustrating. So there's there's kind of a like, oh, I didn't notice that before. Maybe there's a shadow part of you that's coming through that you don't want anybody to see. And you feel like, I don't know, shameful, or it's a mistake or something. And so maybe you're moving through that at this time. But I don't know if that is a side note or if that is part of your message today. We will see. So for Soul Path 2, what is their 3 cards to start their reading? Gossip. And we'll get 2 more. 2 more it is. Okay. With the slow and steady at the bottom of the deck, patience is key. Okay, so in your challenge position, we have gossip. There could be something that is being told to you, maybe in confidence, but I have a feeling because the mirror came out in your reading or in your pre-shuffle, I almost wonder if some gossip has been had about you, and you're hearing something through the grapevine. You're feeling really awkward about it, really uncomfortable. Maybe there is a friend that maybe shared a secret with somebody that you didn't want to get out. So maybe you're reflecting on that at the moment. I'm not really sure. We'll get clarifiers and we'll get more into the message. But then there's adventure, be open to new experience in your guidance and opportunities position. So this could be an opportunity to step away from any of that gossipy energy. We're in Gemini season. So that's very Gemini energy, kind of communication, the little gossipy aspect of things. But I feel like this is an opportunity to do something different, to not listen to the gossip, to not apply the gossip to who you are as a person, who you are in life. It's almost like you have to break free, break out, break beyond that, and really trust in your knowledge of self, trust in your love of self, and just know who you are. Like, I almost feel like I want to tell you you don't have to justify yourself to somebody. If they're gossiping about you, it's almost like you don't need to defend yourself in that situation or explain why you did something or why you said something or why you made a specific decision. Because I feel like people are talking behind your back about, I don't know. This is a weird energy. And then mindset here in the outcome. I think you're going to have a different perspective about this in this experience. And maybe this is part of the guidance and advice, is to take things slow and steady, to not be reactive at this time. So if you feel yourself wanting to like ream someone out for sharing a secret or talking behind your back, this is a time to really step back and I don't know, think about something or have a shift in mindset of, how do I want to deal with this? And is this situation or person really worthy of me having a conversation? Is this a valuable enough friendship or connection that I can have honest conversations and be respected and honored, and vice versa? So that's coming through. But I really feel like it requires you to have a bit of a mindset shift so that you can see something in a different light and maybe react in a certain way. But I almost feel like the mirror is being turned on self. Or maybe you've had this reflection and or you're deflecting something because you're having a shift in perspective. Let's get some more cards and figure out what's going on. What is this mystery message all about? What is this challenge? Gossip in the challenge position, please. Strongest. Okay. Receive gossip. And that's almost what these two are doing too. It's like they're talking to each other. It's like, hey, I've got a secret, or I've got the key to something. You you might be on one end of the gossip, and what I'm getting is that it's not sitting right with you. It's like there's a lot of gossip around you. I don't know if it's about you, but it's like either you're the receiver of this gossip, you're hearing about this about someone else, and you're like, this is not I don't really want to talk about this. This is not appropriate. Or you're observing gossip, or you are hearing about people gossiping about you. So yeah, it's kind of like you're contemplating, is this what I want to be around? It's interesting because Soul Path 1 got adventure in a different position, so I almost wonder if, and there's some vibes coming through very similarly to, I feel like this is a close friend group, whereas Soul Path 1 was a very broad community group. This could be within family as well, because it is a number 4. So what is this adventure in the guidance opportunity? Yeah, it's like you no longer want to be a part of the gossip. You no longer want to hear about the gossip. And you just, or you've told somebody something and they said something to someone else, and it's like, okay, I'm done telling that person. Okay, so there is reward when you take new adventures, when you step into new opportunities here. I think you're going to get above and beyond the chaos. One sec, I have to sneeze. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, it's like you have to really focus on where you would like to go, who you would like to be surrounded by, and just kind of ignore everything else. So it requires a lot of focus, but it is a new adventure. It's going to take you to new places, especially if you decide to break away from being involved in the gossip, or even trying to defend the gossip, or defend yourself to the people who are gossiping. It's very, very interesting here. You'll have to let me know in the comments if this is landing. So find a different perspective and the outcome, please. Strongest. Okay. Mindset. Find a different perspective with forage. That kind of gives me very similar vibes to when you're foraging. Okay, so Soul Path 1 definitely could be a reading for you. Forage. So we have mushrooms here too, even though they're foraging something different. But that could be a message too. Instead of foraging, or being involved in a specific mindset that you're kind of used to looking for, it's finding something different in abundance. So it's really refocusing your efforts on something and harvesting something new here, harvesting new experiences, preparing yourself. So that rest energy is like preparation to go on a new adventure, to harvest, to forage, to have new experiences and see what else there is, whether that's with friends or to have a different connection. I really feel like some growth has happened here, and you are having a mindset shift or a perspective shift. So it's no longer, you're no longer looking in places that are familiar for the answers or for connection. It's like, nah, let's see what else is out there, and let's see if we can have a new experience, a new adventure, a new I don't know, a new adventure, a new experience, and what was I going to say? Just to be exposed to new landscapes, really. So let's get into your tarot. So what is this challenge? Okay, yeah, I mean, in spite of all this, you're really coming out looking good, in a sense where do I want to put this? Where I think the challenge is to stay within your own, it's kind of like an independent energy. You have to be independent and really grounded in this energy of knowing who you are, knowing what you value, and knowing what your truth is. You don't have to spend your life convincing people that don't have any interest in knowing your truth or knowing who you are or seeing your value. And that's the challenge, is that you could end up kind of, I don't want to say in conflict, but spending a lot of energy on correcting people about who you are or what you stand for, when it's not really going to make a difference, because it's, I don't want to say it's the wrong people, but they're misaligned in some way. So there's some kind of independence or breaking free from that and really rooting yourself in, I know who I am, and I know that I'm a good person, and I know what I stand for. And that might be a challenge right now, because maybe there has been a lot of reflection from other people. So maybe your reflection has been based, or who you are has been based on how others see you. So now might be the time to spend on how you see yourself and really nurturing that relationship of knowing who you are at the core, at the root. And yeah, that is an adventure in itself. So what is this guidance or opportunity? There's definitely reward in this. So even though it's a challenge, it is definitely an opportunity to do something different here. I love it. 10 of Cups. Soul Path 1 also got this in a very different position though. Again, it's helping you align to the right people when you can really be who you are without apology and really understand who you are. And kind of when I'm, what am I trying to say? When you're in a group of people, when you're in a situation and you come across people that don't align to your values, it's like, I don't appreciate gossip. And so when you find yourself in those situations, you can then say, you know what, this isn't my scene. This isn't who I want to be around. So then you can kind of know where you can find heartfelt, heart-centered connections more easily when you know what you don't want, right? And so whatever previous experiences have you have found yourself in, I feel like this is a time to really reflect on that so that you understand what your values are, especially if they're feeling a little sticky, a little maybe gossipy, maybe disrespectful in some way. Yeah, I really feel like your opportunity is to help you find the right place with the right people. And again, Soul Path 1 got a little bit of that. So definitely check that out. The outcome, look at that, new love, but not just love in others. This is self. And then 4 of Swords in reverse, which is kind of complementing this rest energy, which is also complementing the slow and steady energy, but it is in the reverse, so this could be a resistance. It's like, I don't know why you're maybe denying yourself the moment to possibly grieve something that is no longer serving you. Maybe to recover from some kind of experience in a way that is reflective, in a way that is healing. There could be a reason for that, but I feel like that process is going to be a slow and steady process, so to not feel rushed in doing this, because in healing yourself, which is similar to what I'm feeling here, you're also in the same process releasing and welcoming at the same time. You're releasing this old that you never really aligned with, and now you're coming to terms with that. You're aligning to something new here, but you're also healing. And that's what this Ace of Cups is. It's really replenishing your emotional energy. It's really cleansing you and giving you a fresh start. That's almost this very similar to this forage energy too. It's like you're calling your power back. You're collecting your energy from sources that have drained you, and you're filling your cup up. You are cleansing yourself of the old stuff that is not serving you any longer. And you're feeding your mind very positive things. And things that I think will be helpful for you, especially as you move closer towards this new community, these new people, whatever this reward is. I think it's going to be unexpected. And I also think it's going to be a lovely thing. So We have an ending and we have a beginning here. We also have a breaking free and an independence of maybe gossip, maybe things that move fast in terms of communication. So there could be some chaotic, frantic energy there that you're breaking away from. And you're also open to receive. So the Nine of Pentacles is a feminine energy. The Nine of Pentacles knows their worth. They know who they are. There's a lot of confidence and self-esteem here. So this is kind of a rebuild of that, I feel, as well. So take it slow and steady, my friends. Be patient with this process. And I really feel like you're moving into some beautiful new spaces with some beautiful new people. These are the messages I have for you today, my dear Soul Path 2. I do hope these were helpful. Let me know in the comments if they were. And I will give you that one card reading if you do comment up until June 11th. Until we meet again, stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Soul Path 3. Welcome into your reading. So you chose the Mookaite Jasper Stone. And just to remind you, if you missed out the first bit of the intro, I'm doing a one-card draw for anyone who comments by June 11th, 2025. It is the 2-year anniversary of the channel as of today, so I thought that would be a nice little bonus in addition to this reading. In the pre-shuffle, you got cleanse with the broom. Something needs to be cleaned out in order for something new to enter. It feels like an underlying theme for the collective today. And yeah, I'm not really sure if that's going to be what Spirit wants to chat with you about today, or if there's something else in addition to that that Spirit would like to chat with you about. So let's get 3 cards out and we'll chat about it. Okay. So pleasure is at the bottom of the deck. Enjoy the fruits of life. You may not be having a great time right now. Okay. It's interesting. You got fruit here. You got healing energy. Okay, something's locked. Something is hidden or locked. And okay, here we go. In your challenge position, you have sweetness. Set clear boundaries. Now, I mentioned looking at the bottom of the deck, there is enjoy the fruits of life with pleasures. And I immediately got the feeling that you're looking for the joy in life. You're looking to indulge in pleasures. But because there was this energy that came out at the beginning of cleaning space or clearing something out, it's like there isn't room for it at the moment. And I'm not really sure why. Maybe the clarifying cards will tell us that. But in your challenge position is sweetness. So I feel like that is part of your message, is finding the sweetness by setting clear boundaries. And boundaries might feel like a little bit of a trigger for some, because boundaries are not meant to control others. Boundaries are a set of rules for you to say, this is what I'm willing to tolerate. This is what I'm willing to participate in. And sort of what are your rules of engagement? Now, you can definitely share those with people, but a lot of times when you're setting boundaries, especially with challenging people like narcissists, they almost see that as a challenge. So you have to actually live your boundary, act your boundary rather than speak it. So sometimes the boundaries are set through action and not through words. And again, it's not to manipulate, to control others, to almost give them ultimatums, but it is kind of a limit. It's what are your limits, and how are you applying those limits in your life, and how are you, I want to say engaging, that's not the right word, and integrating is not the right word either. I'm sure it'll come to me. But yeah, how Do you have any limits within a certain situation? And maybe there's just a lot of people kind of pulling on you, or there's a lot of responsibilities. I'm getting 9 of Wands energy, and your energy is being pulled in multiple directions. It might just be a matter of prioritization to say, can this wait? Or does this have to be done now? Is this an emergency? Or can I put it away until tomorrow? So there's something about needing to have more boundaries in order to find the joy, the sweetness, and the pleasures that you're actually looking for, because they're there already. The joy, the sweetness, the abundance, the pleasures are there. It's just a matter of you carving out space to enjoy them. Now, the guidance or opportunity, I think that's what's locked up at this time, is the sweetness. And I feel like if you feel locked away from this, then it's time to unlock it. And I think unlocking it will be with those boundaries. Now, this may be new to you, so it might take some time. It might take a little give and take. It might, I'm getting a lot of temperance energy, a lot of trial and error. And then for your outcome, heal, repair, and connect. So there could be a relationship involved here where, because you have a stronger sense of boundaries, a stronger sense of saying no even, and really delving into or having equal space for responsibilities, to-dos, and your own moments of loveliness and joy, I feel like that's going to repair something or bring something back into balance. A lot of temperance energy here. There's healing that is involved in that, so there could be a relationship that heals because of that. Maybe there's a relationship that feels imbalanced at this time. So by carving out more space for yourself and saying, nope, that's up to you, or nope, I'm unable to do that at this time, or communicating something, it helps repair a connection. So let's get into some more cards and see what else wants to come through. Clarifying for Soul Path 3. What is the sweetness in the challenge position? Strongest energy, please. Forage. Yeah, again, I'm just getting a lot of like harvest energy. I feel like it's going to be a bit of a quest, because I almost wonder if there has been a lack of boundaries in a certain area of your life, and there could be a reason for that, but now it's time for you to forage what it is that you need in order to feel healthy and grounded and balanced. And so this almost feels like a quest to find that, to bring your energy back or find the sweetness. And I think it's there. You just have to take time out to forage it in some way. So what is this lock? Something hidden, guidance or opportunity. What is locked? What is locked? Strongest energy, please. Measure. Okay. Yeah, there's definitely an opportunity to measure something up here. Maybe to even figure out if you want to unlock it. It's almost like, one sec. Be proud. Heal, repair, and connect. This is very star energy. It's like you're still rooted and almost standing stronger because vigor. Okay, at the bottom of the deck there. This is a lot of like pleasure here too. A lot of life, a lot of energy, and maybe even excitement or like a love for life I'm getting with that. So it is there. I definitely feel it coming through, but it's going to take a little bit of work to unlock it. With this measure and the lock in your challenge or opportunity, it's like you can't just unlock something as easily as you thought. So I almost wonder if there is some kind of measuring that you have to do. Like, And for some reason I'm getting like, I have this amount of energy, you know, a cup full of energy. How am I going to displace? That's not the right word. How am I going to utilize this energy? Because I only have so much. I only have so much time. I only have so much energy. So what are the most priority things, including this sweetness? Or even what am I going to add to the recipe? What am I going to remove from the recipe? So I'm just getting a lot of temperance energy of like trial and error, of measuring things before taking action. That's interesting. But that's definitely, I feel like it's locked, whatever the pleasures are and the sweetness and the joy that you're looking for. It's locked because it's asking you to reflect on something. It's asking you to address something, to prune something, to clear something out, to rebalance something. Yeah, that's really interesting. Okay. Outcome is be proud. I do think you're going to find, you're going to unlock whatever this is with this measuring energy here, with this trial and error energy, with this even experimentation energy. And I feel like whatever storm that you might be going through that is preventing you from seeing the pleasure, the sweetness, or the joy, I think that is going to make you stronger because it's really allowing you to root into what's most important. It's allowing you to maybe even heal or repair something, repair an old way of doing something that's no longer serving, or a core belief that's no longer serving. Maybe eliminating people or situations from your life that just doesn't feel good, that just doesn't feel aligned or truthful to you anymore. I think you're looking for the lust in life again, and you will find it, but it will happen through difficulty or some kind of challenge. Let's get some more cards for Soul Path 3 in their challenge position. More information on the sweetness and forge energy, please. The Hierophant in reverse. So the challenge is doing something different than you've done before. Again, looking in new places. Looking in new places. Maybe having a new belief or a new perception of what sweetness looks like to you, what joy looks like to you. What does that feel like? What does that look like? What environments or situations can you find it in? And are you making space and time for that? So there's almost like an old tradition or a set of beliefs that you're adhering to that is no longer providing a sense or no longer letting room in for that joy or sweetness. So measure and lock in the guidance and opportunity. Strongest energy, please. 10 of Cups has been on fire tonight. All 3 readings, very different positions in different orientations. So 10 of Cups in reverse. Yeah, it's almost like looking at your community. Oh man, this is wild. Everybody seems to be reviewing their social networks right now, reviewing the communities that they find themselves in, reviewing their family structures. And so this measuring energy with this lock is like, well, you'll be locked out of the community that you're looking for until you kind of work through or identify what's working and what's not. So again, clearing out that energy and kind of recalibrating yourself in some way, if that makes sense. Yeah. It's almost like, yeah, using your imagination and applying logic to that. 2 of Cups in reverse. I did say something about healing a relationship here. It's coming through here for sure with this Two of Cups, but it is in the reverse. So it's almost like we have the Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You might be doing a number of things when it comes to your heart-centered connections, or making a lot of big decisions about your heart-centered connections. There is the community aspect, which is part of your opportunity, is maybe moving away from a community that no longer aligns and really analyzing that, or analyzing communities that feel misaligned, analyzing social networks that feel misaligned to unlock new ones. And then in the outcome, there's possibly a closer connection that's going to be affected by this. In maybe a not so great way, but it could strengthen and repair the relationship as well. So it's almost like no matter how it turns out, you have to be, I think it's a good thing. I'm getting a lot of positive energy, even though the Two of Cups is in reverse, because there's some healing and repairing of some kind of intimate connection you have with somebody because of some kind of decisions that you've made, some things that you want to clear out of your life or do differently, because you want to find the joy, not only in your community, but your personal relationships. So it's kind of assessing a lot of emotional connections and knowing what you want, knowing what you intuitively are feeling guided towards, and using your emotion to not your emotion necessarily, but your heart to guide you, collecting information, receiving love as much as you give love. So maybe there's some connections in your life, both communal and familial or romantic, that don't feel reciprocal at this time. So you're kind of measuring these relationships right now to make sure that they provide an equal amount of joy and reciprocity there, that they do provide a sense of pleasure to a certain degree. It's not going to be all sunshine and roses and rainbows, but for the most part, it has to be it has to be a valuable connection to you, and vice versa. And you have to be open to receive love as well, just as much as you give love. So that could be something too, where maybe there is a closed off energy to these heart-centered connections because there is fear of connecting with community on a heart level, or connecting intimately with someone because there's some healing that's required, maybe some past experiences. So there's a lot of heart stuff going on. There's a lot of lust for life that wants to come through, that you want to find and discover. But the biggest message that I'm getting is that you have to do things a little bit differently, and you have to open your heart in ways that you've never opened it before. I think you have to heal before you can fully receive. And I think that that's what this measure card is about. And that's why something's locked, is because your heart has to be ready. And your heart has to be open. And your heart has to be not necessarily vulnerable to the point where you're being taken advantage of, but it has to be vulnerable enough to open up to new experiences and really see the pleasure and the joys and the lust, the lust for life. So these are the messages I have for you, my dear Soul Path 3. I hope these were helpful. Let me know if they were, and comment before June 11th for a free 1-card written reading or written reply. Until we meet again, stay curious, and I'll see you in your next reading.